It's Jack Delirium's live YouTube radio talk show! Hello and good evening, I'm your host Dan Limburger, and tonight in the studio I have with me Mr. Gandhi.
Hello.
Tell me, Mr. Gandhi, what is it that you do for a living?
Well, Dan, I'm a plumber. I've been for 30 years.
Fascinating. But how do you find time to do that and lead the Indian independence movement?
Or?
And what kind of effects does it have upon your image as an inspiration for peaceful rebellions and civil rights movements?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What? You are Mahatma Gandhi of Gujarat, India, are you not?
No, I'm Bob Gandhi from Tennessee. Not this other guy.
So, you never wrote the story of my experiments with truth, or served as a lawyer in the Abdullah case of 1893?
I cleaned a lawyer's toilet once. It was real dirty too.
Get out.
In fact, if I had to rate it, it was probably the 7th dirtiest toilet I've ever cleaned.
Get out now.
Mind you, it couldn't compare to...
Get off my show!
You don't have to yell.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. There seems to have been a bit of a mix-up. I do apologize. The fact that Mahatma Gandhi has been dead for 70 years probably should have clued us in, but, well, these things happen. Now then, let's move on to our next guest. One Mr. Harold Hedgehog. Good evening, Mr. Hedgehog. How are you? What? Mr. Hedgehog, I do believe you are in fact a dolphin and not a human or a hedgehog, as your name would imply. Thusly, given this show's strict anti-dolphin stance, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Goodbye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I once again have to apologize. We really should probably vet these people and animals better before letting them on the show, but, well... Anyway, given that we don't have any other guests currently here and ready to talk, we'll be taking calls now. Hello, caller number 1. How are you this evening?
I'm angry, Dan. Quite angry.
Why is that?
Because your show says in its title that it is live, when in fact it is quite obviously not.
Ah, but caller, if this show wasn't live, how'd you be able to call in to complain about it not being live?
What?
If this show wasn't live, you wouldn't be talking to me now.
Huh. I guess you're right. Sorry.
It's alright, perfectly understandable. Goodbye now.
Bye.
What an idiot. Still better than Gandhi and the dolphin, am I right? Now we're going to take a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back in a minute.
New from Miles and Toys, it's the Invisible Mime. It can act, it can walk, it can even do calculus. The only things it can't do, make noise or be seen. Perfect for kids with lots of money and few brain cells. Send money now and receive your own Wowza Toys Invisible Mime. The first 10 callers will also receive a free harpoon. And the next 10 will receive a free beluga whale. Call now while supplies last.
Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. I have with me now on line 1 a Mr. Leonard Applegate, who would like to talk about the parts of an exterior patio door frame. These, of course, being the astragal, the in-swing, the outswing, the threshold, the weather strip, the lock, the strike and strike plate, the sweep, the thumb turn, and, of course, the hinged glass panel. Tell me, Mr. Applegate, what can you tell us about this fascinating subject? Not another dolphin! Alright, I have a different caller on the line now. Hello, caller, what's your name?
It's rather embarrassing.
Come on, don't be embarrassed.
You'll make fun of me.
No, I won't, I promise.
Alright. Onion head ketchup.
What did you just say?
Onion head ketchup. That's my name.
Do you by any chance have an onion for a head?
No, of course not.
Right, obviously, sorry, I don't know what I was thinking.
It's much more of a radish, really.
And your last name? Ketchup, does that happen to have any significance?
My dad was a mustard farmer. Can I please talk about exterior patio door frames now?
Not with as stupid a name and description as that, Mr. Ketchup Head Radish. Sorry, next caller. What's your name?
Arthur Danby, and I don't want to talk about exterior patio door frames.
What do you want to talk about then? Interior patio door frames?
No, I'd like to complain about this show.
What about it?
The whole thing. It's ridiculous. It's insane. It's not funny. It's just nonsensical. And while I'm at it, another thing that I'd like to complain about is gas prices.
Gas prices?
Yes, gas prices. On the moon!
We now interrupt this broadcast to bring you a message from the Vice President on the status of the nation's board games.
I was raised in a small town in southern Indiana, in a big family with a cornfield in the backyard.
This has been a message from the Vice President on the status of the nation's board games. Thank you for listening. We now return to your regularly scheduled programming. Curse you, Hedgehog the Dolphin! And that's all the time we have for today, folks. Thanks for listening. This has been Jack Delirium's live pre-taped YouTube radio talk show, brought to you by Malachi Nutter, Vincent Lang, Mark Duncan, and that greatest of all men, Jack Delirium himself. We'll be back next week with brand new material and a brand new format. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel, because if you don't, well...
Ha 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 ha!